Hi, my name is Allison Earnhardt, and I am really excited to be running the Tufts CEEO Spike Prime LEGO Robotics workshops. This video is going to show you how to download and install and run the Spike Prime app, which is the tool that you're going to be using to talk to the hub when you make your robots and your other stuff, whether that's sending code or receiving data from some of the sensors. The app is absolutely essential, and you're going to want to make sure that before the workshop, you're able to connect your hub to the device that has the app on it, and that the app and the hub can talk back and forth. Because if you're having some technical difficulties with that, we want to fix that before the workshop starts, so that your child can dive in headfirst, ready to go when the workshop begins. So you can either click on the link that I provided to you, or if you just Google Spike Prime Lego, software download, you'll eventually come to a page that looks like this, and you can download different kinds of software depending on what device you're using. So I have a Mac, so I'm going to be showing that. But it also works for Windows, iPads, Android devices, and Chromebooks specifically. So please make sure that you download the right version of the software for the device that you're going to be using. I'm not going to actually download it because it's already installed. Once you get it installed, the icon for it is this yellow icon with the heart on it right here. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that and let it open up. Alright, so it takes a moment to boot up, and the very first time you open this up, there's going to be some options to download some certain things, and that's going to be really important to you. So here we are. Yours is going to look kind of blank. I have a lot of programs that I've been working on because I've been working with this for quite some time. But once you've got this up, right, one of the first things you're going to want to do is hit the start button right here. You can also get to the start by coming up to the little spaceship up here. But if you click on start, getting started has 3 really cool activities that kind of help get you introduced to the materials and how to hook up the hub, and I highly suggest having your child run through this, either on their own or with your supervision. Every child is going to be different, right? But if I click on the start here, all right, this walks you through putting the battery into your hub, all right, and then it shows you how to connect. So I'm going to demonstrate this right now. This connect button, you're going to want to click on it, right, and there are 2 different ways to connect. You can connect with the USB cable that is provided in your kit, or you can connect wirelessly via Bluetooth. That's going to be the option you're going to want if you're using an iPad or some other tablet or a device that doesn't have a USB cable, all right? So if I plug in with my cable, all right, I don't even have to have the thing turned on. It'll turn on when I plug in. You'll see. All right, cool. So the classic heart comes on and it turns on, and the software immediately recognizes that the hub is on. All right, and if I click on this button again up here, all right, this shows me the status of my hub. So if I were to have motors or sensors plugged into the ports here, they would show up here, all right. Also up here in the corner, it shows me my battery status. Battery is very important. The only way to charge your hub is through this USB cable. So you can plug in either to a computer or anywhere else that provides power with a USB port, like a phone charger or something. But you're going to want to make sure that your hub is fully charged before the first workshop. When you plug in, you'll also notice that on the hub itself, you'll see a little light here. It's red when it's not fully charged, and it turns green when it is charged. But you can check the exact status of the battery through the app by looking at this. All right. Now I'm going to disconnect because I also want to demonstrate how to connect via Bluetooth. So you connect via Bluetooth with this button right here. Also, please make sure that Bluetooth is turned on whatever device you're using. I know that sounds silly, but some students forget about that. So make sure your Bluetooth is turned on your device. Then click on Connect, and then up here go to Connect via Bluetooth, and press and hold for a moment on this until this begins. You can hear it beeping and flashing. Now, Be patient. You might need to give it a moment. It usually doesn't recognize boom right away. So give it a few seconds. But as you can see, mine is coming up. So on this Mac version that I've got, I click on this and hit select. And if you're doing Windows or iPad or a Chromebook, the method might look a little bit different, but it should basically be the same. Once you get connected, you'll hear a little beep. You'll see that the light is blue here, all right? And you'll see that it is connected here. Now, when you connect via Bluetooth, all right, you may forget that you're not currently charging, because if you're plugged in with the wire, you're automatically charging your hub. So if you work with the Bluetooth all the time, don't forget to plug in your hub some other time so that it's charging, right? So yeah, be mindful of the batteries, right? So again, in these little introductory videos or little modules, they will walk you through plugging in, connecting, using some of the motors and the sensors, and figuring out how to program, because we have all these blocks here. Now, if your child is used to Scratch, other S word. If your child has ever used Scratch before, they're going to recognize these blocks because this is all based on Scratch. So this is a really great real-life application of learning Scratch. If your child has no coding experience whatsoever with Scratch or anything, don't worry about it. This app walks you through a lot of that, and also I'm going to be teaching a lot of that in these workshops. So I'm going to go back home in the app. All right. So aside from the getting started thing, which isn't required, before the workshop, but is really cool, so I highly suggest your child checking it out on their own or with you before the workshop. I also want to point out that there are lots of building instructions and actually unit plans. This is meant for a teacher, but you guys are totally allowed to use it too. You can download different unit plans that have different themes, and they have building instructions and coding instructions, and they teach you how to do a lot of really cool stuff. So if I click on this, all right, it'll take you right to it, and it'll actually show you how to build. It gives you the full building instructions, and it gives you the coding instructions here. This is going to be different from what we're going to be doing in the workshop, because in our workshop, we are going to be doing open-ended, true engineering challenges. So instead of saying, all right, everybody build this thing right here, all right, we're going to be having open-ended challenges where your child has to use their imagination and put stuff together in new configurations to make something that nobody's ever made before. And so that's really fun and cool. But if you have time ahead of time, or, in the days between workshop meetings, going through these lessons is really great, because as you follow the building instructions, you kind of get familiar with all the different parts, and you kind of find creative ways to put things together that can be really inspiring. So I hope you enjoyed this brief introduction to the Spike Prime app. Please make sure that you and your child have walked through being able to connect your hub to the device you'll be using, either wirelessly or with the cable, before the workshop, because we want to make sure that everyone's going to have the ability to dive right in and start building and start working immediately on the first day. I'm really excited. I hope you're excited, and I'll see you very soon.